Alright, how's it going? So, this is the first time that I'm doing macro photography. I just recently got the Tamron 90mm 2.8 272E version. I don't really know if that's like a Mark 1, Mark 2, whatever. Doing some tests today. It's really good, but this is the first time that I am walking around in a long time without a wildlife lens. So, I already stopped to take one shot of a mushroom that I found. You know, it's whatever. Trying something new. So we'll see how we make out, and I'll bring you to my next subject. So I got a bit of a scene set up here. I have 3 mushrooms kind of looking like a happy face. And what I'm doing is I'm lighting from the bottom, even though like I don't really see much of the bottom of the mushrooms themselves in this position. I might try and drop it down actually. But this just kind of brings out some more color, especially in the edges. And then I am going to focus stack this as well. And so focus stacking will allow me to get the entire scene in frame, whereas if I just took without it, it would just be kind of very isolated and that depth of field would be extremely small. So here we go. And that looks great. So I'm going to try and drop it, get it a bit lower, see if we can't get more of that underneath texture to try and, you know, give a different perspective than a top-down view. After dropping the camera down, I really like that perspective. It just, again, it's very similar to wildlife where if you get at eye level or get low, it looks a lot better. So we're gonna bang this out and you'll see the results. I obviously won't because I'll need to go home and stack it, but the benefits of being a viewer. Always remember to lock your tripod down and go into autofocus as well, because I just banged that out and nothing happened. So here we go, part 2. Alright, so today I'm hiking just to kind of try macro photography. Like I said earlier, I bought a macro lens and I do have a wildlife lens in the back just in case I, you know, happen to see something magical. But today we are focused on macro photography, and with that it's a bit freeing, honestly, because I find that I don't have this big wildlife lens, and I'm, you know, looking up and all around and a bit stressed, whereas like with macro I can see something and just look at it for a second. You know, I'm quite enjoying the first hour or so that I've been doing this. It's been, you know, I can definitely see that there's going to be a learning curve and not all my pictures are going to be, you know, absolute beauties. Another thing, and, you know, I don't know if I should be complaining about this, but I'm not finding, like, you know, good Mario mushrooms with like a stem and a hat. It's all these shelf mushrooms, I like to call them, where they're just on the shelf on the side of a log and it's like a shelf. So yeah, so today we'll kind of just keep walking and see what else we find. And I don't think we're going to get any flowers, but you know, bugs are an option. I got a flash in the back in case. And yeah, we can, well, some hawker eagle that just flew above me, so I apologize for that. But yeah, we will move along and see what we find and really just enjoy the walk. Okay, now I don't know if it's just me. Hopefully I'm in frame. Open fields like this, like natural fields, don't really exist where I'm from. I mean, like, I'm obviously in one, but like by the time summer rolls around, you can't walk through this. It's all thorns and like it just shreds your clothing, and like it costs money to walk through it. But anyways, I found this absolutely gorgeous. Just these perfectly straight trees. And fortunately, there's nothing that I can figure out to photograph. I'm sure a much better macro photographer could do better than me. But the one thing I am, enjoying is there's always I can probably sound like a broken record, but there's always with wildlife, you're just kind of walking, waiting till you see something, unless you're, camping out, which, by the way, there's a river right here and it's gorgeous. And just like, I could just imagine a kingfisher. But I haven't seen one yet, so we'll keep an eye out. But anyways, with macro, there's always an opportunity to get a shot, whether there's animals or not. Whereas with wildlife, there has to be animals. So that kind of limits where you are. Like, there's nothing here. Like, you hear the birds, but nothing that I'm going to see or get a great shot of. But with macro, like, I was just walking and saw some drooping flowers, and I'll put that on screen now. I got a pretty good shot that I'm happy with, out of nowhere. And, I think macro is going to work really well for me, and, giving me opportunities to still get that satisfaction of getting a picture without, relying on wildlife. And, there's absolutely going to be times where there's wildlife spots, there's no macro, or maybe there is macro. I don't know. I haven't thought about it, but I know there's wildlife in certain spots, and I'll go to those spots to shoot wildlife. But sometimes I just want to hike, get some exercise. Getting married in less than a year, so trying to get in shape. And so if I'm out hiking, that can count as my workout instead of going to the gym. So I'm really enjoying this, and if you can, I would recommend trying macro photography. You can just buy a cheap set of extension tubes. I use that with my 24 to 105 f4, which worked well, but it's the extension tubes are kind of flimsy, and I'd highly recommend metal tubes. I have plastic ones, and the connections suck, and it's not a great experience for an already not a great experience product, if that makes any sense. So if you can't afford a macro lens, and again, I always recommend Facebook Marketplace. Buy something old. This macro lens is, I don't even know how old. I'll put it on screen here, when it was released. But glass is, as the infamous Jared Poland says, glass. Good glass will always be good glass, and that's why my 400 5.6 is really old. My 500 f4 was released in 1999. Like, all my glass is old, but I'm still really happy with the results I get. So I would definitely recommend trying macro photography out for anyone interested. I think I'm going to try and do like a video on the difference between the different magnifications I just got to think of an object that, how close can you get? Because like everyone does coins, but I don't know, that never really, I didn't understand how close I could get with this until I got it. And, I'm finding that like, I want to get really close to something, but, oh no, that's like too close, and there's no white space in the frame, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I really recommend this. And we're gonna keep going here. We still got, we're in a valley right now, so the sun's close to the horizon, but we still got a few more hours, at least an hour of light, and hopefully we can get, I just want a Mario mushroom. I know that's not what they're called, but that's what I'm calling them. And not sure if you heard that, but I think that's a kingfisher. I'm terrible on my bird calls, but I'm 90% sure I saw it. As I, said earlier, it'd be beautiful to get them on the river. So, currently just walking along the river here. I'm not going to take the wildlife lens out just because I don't think I'll actually get a shot of him, but if I can prove there's kingfishers here, I can easily come here another day and just camp on the river with the big wildlife lens to get a beautiful shot of a kingfisher. So yeah, so I will update you guys. So I just pulled up Merlin and it was 100% a kingfisher. So we'll definitely have to hunt for him over the summer. Here, down here it gets pretty buggy though, so don't hold me to that, but we'll see. I have seen kingfishers before. I've gotten decent pictures. I got a really good video of one once, but never a really great photo, like a stunning photo. So that's a bit of a goal for me. I just saw him. All right, we're switching lenses. We're gonna go hunt him. I'm gonna drop all the gear too, including you, so I apologize. So I did see him, and then I was able to get this photo of him. Not gonna win any awards by any means, but I was able to confirm kingfishers are here. So I'm definitely gonna come back. I just gotta find the time, or I can just camp out and try and get like the best shot I possibly can. I think that might be the summer goal here. It's like get like a really good shot along the bank of a kingfisher. Oh shit, I think I see him. Alright, so I'm on my main lens right now, but there he is. If I try and approach, he'll run away, so we'll fly away. So I'm not even gonna bother, and I apologize. Let me see if I can turn stabilization on. There he is, and stabilization does not look great. Oof. That looks horrible. Not that you'll be able to see, but he's like right there, you know, way off, but kind of sticks out. So like I said earlier, if I try and approach, he'll fly off. So I'll just leave him be. I don't want him to get scared of the area or anything like that. But oh, he's just taunting me right there. You know what, let's see if I can't get, I might be able to get closer. As soon as I approached, he flew away. You know, we never want that, so. That was stupid of me, but anyways, I'm sorry I'm not making eye contact. I have to focus on this stuff. This is also part of the reason why I tried to come out and shoot mushrooms, was because it's been rainy, and I know the mushrooms come after the rain, or so I think. I could be completely wrong, but anyways, so kingfishers here. Macro photography finds kingfishers. We will be doing more macro. We will head home now, and you know, I'm keeping the big lens out just because I don't feel like putting it away and swapping lenses again. But great thing with most macro is if it's there, it ain't going anywhere. Or I have a lot more time compared to like wildlife. So we'll keep an eye on it, see how we make out, and then I got one last angle that I want to shoot for to end this video in the car, and we'll sign off there. So this was the angle that I was going to show. I thought it was pretty cool. I 3D printed a camera mount adapter to a old like GPS display for Android Auto. So yeah, I think it's probably shaky as all heck. The camera's moving all around, and you know, it could definitely probably be better, but at the same time, it cost me like 20 cents in filament, and who knows, maybe it'll be not half bad. Anyways, thanks for coming today. I will definitely be back there to get that kingfisher. Like I said, if you know, once is a coincidence, twice is a pattern, or something like that. I think it's 3 times the pattern. I don't remember what twice is, but anyway, if we see him again there, then we definitely know that he's kind of there all the time, and we can hopefully get a good shot of him. I really enjoyed the macro photography today as well. If you guys have any tips or, advice for macro photography, like I said, this was my first time actually going out and trying to do it. Of course, it turned into wildlife, but hey, I think it served its purpose, and it was really enjoyable to do it while. It was really enjoyable to do it today, and I definitely plan on doing more as I, get a bit more experience. Kind of figure out what works, what doesn't, and kind of, get my own style of macro, I guess. But I will catch you guys in the next one, and thank you for your time.